All right, Bill. Set the. We can edit this. All right. We wanted to start this podcast off by explaining why it exists.
Yes, we think that there's so much to know in property management, and there's so many ways it's being done. Obviously, there's the laws and policies you have to follow, but there's part of it's logic, part of it's art, and part of it is just firefighting.
So yeah, we wanted to kind of bring you along with our journey. We're going to bring people on the show. Episode 1, we're excited. Finally got it.
Yeah, and there's only up from here. So,
so yeah, we want to bring some people within the industry on here and talk and help out other property managements. I think our mission really is to elevate the property management market.
Yes, no, that's been our goals. That's how we met, because you had worked for that property management company, and I had worked with many, tried to sell properties, tried to remodel homes, and there was just no way I was going to trust my properties with what I was seeing out there. So even property owners, I mean, this show is for property owners as well. Maybe there's a couple things they can pick up, a couple ideas. I mean, the goal is that we're just bringing it all on the table to improve ourselves, improve the investment, help tenants' lives get improved, and of course, make owning real estate as worry-free as we can.
One of the biggest words for me is expectation. And I think we go through a lot of relationships and we go through a lot of transactions without setting that clear expectation. So one of the insights we're going to cover is basically what property owners should be asking property management companies when they hire them, and making sure they're covering all the right bases to protect them and protect their properties. And hopefully we can touch on the property manager side, and there's property managers listening that can use this for their team and their company to better themselves.
100%. I think about when we started and we'd have a new owner sign a 1.5-page contract, we'd throw them in the system, and we'd be managing right there. I mean, basically we'd negotiate the percentage, and that was it. Nothing else was brought up, talked about. They were ready to go. We went and took our pictures, and then chaos ensued. To now it takes me 3 times with an owner before we even put them in our system. Like, they know what's going on.
Yeah, we found that the onboarding process is super important, not only for the owners, but the tenant-facing side as well.
100%.
And starting off, it felt like we chewed on glass for a couple of years there.
I can't say that, it's always evolving. So, but yes, I mean, setting that expectation with the tenants from the time you hand them the key, even before then, to owner onboarding, to even now our vendors, making sure that they know what we expect and having it in writing, have it signed off so that all parties agree. So,
yeah, the owners usually only hear from property management when something breaks, something costs more than inspected, something goes wrong. And I think a lot of property managers get in this reactive stage where they're actually put into that position. And we are trying to put in systems where we can be proactive and actually give them some good news so they don't have to cringe every time the legacy number's on the caller ID.
Yeah, no, that happens a lot. As an owner myself, even when I see one of our maintenance techs calling, it's like, oh, Lord, please don't be mine. But at the same time, it's like, this is just part of it. Got to take care of it.
And some of the charges on the owner agreement, some of the charges during the month, a lot of the stress for the owner comes from not understanding why.
100%. I'm actually considering highlighting every fee so they know which ones are normal and which ones are limits, meaning it's a cutoff. We don't actually charge let's take an easy one, insurance claims. Like, we just have a flat fee one time because, last time I took care of a hail claim, it took 9 months to get the adjuster. They flew him in from a different state. She couldn't make it up the ladder to the 3rd story to even look at the roof. I mean, if I had charged hourly, it would have tacked on another $1,000 to that total, but instead we just have a flat rate. So it's just covering those for the owners. But I was thinking about highlighting them even just to be like, normal, rare, never charged, but just in case.
Yes. And some of the properties are customizable, or you have to kind of customize that agreement a little bit. I mean, it's not a one standard fits all. So it's really diving into what is the expectation of the owner and what are their goals,
Yep.
And do you remember any previous ones that really didn't align with us and what kind of chaos that caused? So we really need to make sure that they're have the same goals as us and they want to go the same direction as us.
Yeah. I mean, there's a difference between wanting to just have an investment versus trying to improve your investment. So we're not a Band-Aid company. We don't believe in them. It's a real easy trap to get caught in where, as management, we could keep Band-Aiding, keep fixing the same problem over and over. And yeah, that makes us money, but that's bad for the tenant. That's bad for the owner. And really, we don't want to keep sending our guy back because he could be making us money elsewhere. So we're not a Band-Aid company. We want to fix it and fix it right so that our guys can be doing the things like unit turns or whatever that take more time, not same leaky faucet multiple times.
One of the things to piggyback off of that is, have you ever done anything that was cheap that you didn't have to redo? So cheap isn't cheaper, right? So it's like we want to try to fix it right so that the work orders stop. There's the problem, there's the actual problem, and then there's the symptom. And if you just keep putting Band-Aids on the symptom, the problem never goes away. It just continues.
100%.
So having that proactive approach towards maintenance as well, try to keep those bills down.
Well, and there's just no shortcuts. I mean, it's no matter what you're going to pay for it. It's kind of like when I'm working with a homeowner, and instead of replacing the countertops, they just paint them, and then they start to peel. And it's like, well, it was cheaper to paint them. But it's like, well, no, you got to replace it because the surface is ruined forever. Like, that's just, what are you going to pay for it now when the prices are up, or 5 years ago when you decided to roll a brush instead of get it when it was pre-COVID pricing?
Yeah, this show is really going to bring all those out into the open. So we're really going to take a deep dive into some of these a little bit more. We're just kind of giving you guys some example of what's going to come in the future. And we're going to peel the behind the scenes basically and talk like we're talking to owners and help them out and give them tips so that they can make the right decision on hiring a proper property management company.
And even if you're managing your own, our goal is just to give you tips and things that we're learning at scale. The problems that we had when we had 18 units is a lot different when we have over 200 and growing. So yeah, we want to bring value to just the people, doing it themselves, whether it's a furnished rental or a standard long-term. And we may even touch on vacation rentals, but kind of to each their own.
Yeah, a lot to cover. So definitely follow us, subscribe if you haven't yet. We're excited to do this. We're going to do weekly, and we will get more stuff out. We'll also have guests on the show. I know we have a couple investor bankers we want to get on. We have some insurance agents.
Yep.
We have...
there's a lot. I mean, we're going to have even some of our, hopefully some of our, trying to think of the phrase here, but people who are watching, like, let's say government affairs and different things, because part of what we do that people see is the day-to-day answering phones, moving tenants in and out, repairing. But another thing that we're doing is the whole advocacy side, fighting for private property rights, fighting for tenant rights, and helping decide where the line should stop and where, the owner should have final say. So we're going to cover a lot of topics on this show, but like I said, the goal is to bring value, show what's happening with us, and hopefully make it fun.
Cameras are on and they got home. So that's the only thing on my watch that dings is the cameras.
It's all good.
All right. So yeah, I'm glad you brought up the tenants because we're gonna more focus on elevating the owner, but really this business has two clients. And I think that's what's very complicated for most people. It's not just running a business, it's very complex. Everything that happens, to have proper communications, not only do you have to communicate with the owner, but you also have to communicate with the tenant. And when we talk about the onboarding process, there's that tenant onboarding process that also needs to take place because essentially we're dating them, as you would say.
Yes. Yeah, that's the easiest way to confer, like to tell people like, hey, this is a 1-year lease. We are dating this person for a year. So we want to make sure they're people we want to hang out with to keep it simple. I mean, it's not quite like that, but that's really it. Are we even filling the units with people that we want to help.
Yeah, just like you would onboard a employee, you need to onboard a tenant. Just so they might have came from a different company and they were playing checkers or chess, and we're playing Monopoly or whatever. So we have to show them our rules, our stuff. So we want to make sure that they have a good experience with us. Yep. I know there's I follow a lot of those Facebook groups, and the property managers really have a bad taste, and I want to say they're using security deposits as revenue, but either or. So we like to try to do that proper, and it's really tough sometimes for the tenants when they come in, because they do have their sword out and they're ready to fight for the right to party, but we're not trying to play that party. So we also care about the tenants. We have resident benefit package, so we'll dive into some of that and some of the benefits that help that, and the owner facing side on that. I know you know a little bit more about the owner side on that one.
Well, yeah, definitely. That will be a fun episode.
Awesome. So yeah, we just wanted to give you guys what's coming up and what we're going to work on. We hope to add a lot of value. And if there's ever anything in the show that comment, you guys have a topic you want to talk about, we'd love to talk about it and address it for you. And yeah, let's dive into how Legacy was born, maybe some of our values, why our purpose, and stuff like that.
Perfect.